YouTube. So before we start the video, this is gonna be probably my last video for like a straight week because I'm going to Disney World, and I've been posting two times a week. So there won't be any posts probably until like the 16th. I think is the next day I'll be able to post something. But besides that, today we're gonna be talking about how to fix your mentality and what that is exactly. Alright, anyway, let's just get into it. Alright, first of all, we'll start off with what mentality is. And mentality is basically your mindset on the game. If you have a bad mentality, it'll have an example on how you play, because the more you get mad and angry, the more less of a chance you'll have to improve at the game, because you'll be looking at the game as something not as fun or something you want to get good at. You're going to be looking at the game more of an annoying type, which a lot of people do, and that's why a lot of people don't or do not try to even get good at Fortnite, because it makes them very, very mad because their mentality isn't good. Like, let's use Mongo as an example. He had lots of reasons to be angry at times, like bad teammates or just bad plays, but instead, he cussed a little for like jokes and stuff, but right after, he got right back on. Like, even one of his most successful streams, he ended that because of he wanted to focus on the tournament instead of... Mentality is also an example of what kind of person you are. If you have very good mentality off start, that just means you're, like, I don't know, you just won't give up easy. But if you have a bad mentality, it could also mean you won't give up easy, but there's a harder chance to not give up if you're looking at the game in a bad input. You want to be the type of player to get crapped on and then just be like, oh, okay, hopefully that, and then just look at it and make sure that won't happen again. That's what you want to look in when you're focusing on mentality. Another thing you can be doing is watching people play and looking at their backstories. That might help, I don't know. But you just gotta remember, you're the one in control of how good you get at a game. If you want to look at the game as something you want to do, like for a job maybe, or even just playing for fun and want to get better than your friends, you're gonna have to put the work and time in. And it's better to look at the game in a positive way and be improving, rather than looking at it in a negative way and getting mad every time you hop on. Now I'm gonna give an example of bad mentality and good mentality. Bad mentality is something where you hop on, you get mad every time you play, you don't really improve, you get mad at people, you scream at them, you blame, like, if you get killed because of a weapon, instead of blaming it on yourself, like I rotated bad, or I didn't have enough mats because I didn't break stuff, we pushed the wrong team, we took the fight too long, stuff like that. That is examples of bad mentality. If you're blaming the game on stuff that you should have done, but instead you're blaming the game for like the guns they have in the game and stuff like that. Good mentality is something where, like I just said, like you point out what you could have done to make that different, or even what would have made you win the fight, and then improving off of that, so your games in the future won't make that exact outcome again. This is important to do, because if you don't do this, you will not learn. Like, you will get better mechanically, but in game sense, you want to know what's going to happen. Like, you don't want to just play off. Like, if you're trying to actually get good at this game, you have to pay attention to games and why you lost those games, or you just won't have as much game sense as the guy next to you fighting against you. Because I bet you all the players that are good are doing this right now, and have been doing this. A couple more things you can do if you have a bad mentality. If you're getting nervous in the game, things you can do is you can really just like put in your mindset what's really on the line after this game ends. Does it really matter if I fight this guy and lose? Because it really doesn't, unless you're playing for money. I mean, it's always, I bet from me to the next guy, winning is great, honestly, but it's not so important that you have to make yourself shake over it. I mean, I understand why you might be shaking. I used to shake in season like 2 and 3, but you just gotta get over that. And the way you can do that is by, again, just thinking about how the game and really isn't that important. Another thing that will help you improve at this game is having an outlet when or if you get tilted. Like, even I get tilted, even though I try to look at everything positive. There's just sometimes this game is it's just sometimes this game is so hard to take positive. But I understand that, but you need to have an outlet, like just go chill upstairs or downstairs and watch like Netflix or something. Watch some YouTube. I don't really know what your outlet would be because that's for you to decide. But you're gonna need an outlet if you do get tilted. And trust me, this really does help if you're trying to stay on the grind and stay motivated. 2 more things you can do to improve wanting to play the game more and grinding is you can set goals for yourself. Like, I want to hit a special rank, or I want to get my first earnings of the year. These help a lot because if you set goals, you will usually want to keep those goals. And the more you want to keep those goals, the more you'll grind for them. And it does also help because if you want to just hop on, you know what you're grinding for and what you are actually getting on for the day will be for. Another thing, I actually make this mistake too. Your friends can actually hold you back more than you think if you're trying to stay motivated. If you're trying to stay motivated and your friends don't really care about improving or really doing much in the game, this will rub on you and make you a worse player, not because your mechanics are bad and like that. It's because they won't want to play the game as much, meaning you won't want to play the game as much because you'll go play another game with them instead. Like, I do this with my cousin all the time. I'll go play a different game with her and then not get as much grinding time, which is fine at sometimes because it's an outlet or whatever I said. But at the same time, you want to have people that want to push you and you want to push them, and you guys can work together to reach your goals. If you don't have this, there's a high probability you won't make your goals. I mean, it's still possible. Anything's possible. But it's just better if you have people that like actually enjoying playing the game with you. There's another thing I see in bad mentality players that get nervous more type. What they will do, there's something called building confidence, and a lot of these players do not have that. And I'm not trying to be mean, but you really do need that if you're trying to excel in Fortnite. Because you need to know what you want to do in that fight and how you're going to take it. These people are usually very scared of the fight and usually run from it or just hide behind something because they don't think their mechanics are good enough for that player. And they think they're just going to get killed. But if you don't have confidence in this game, trust me, you will lose almost every single fight. Because if you don't have confidence and you're nervous, there's more of a chance you'll hit your buttons on your keyboard or controller wrong because you're freaking out too much, and that will usually mean game over for you, bro. This will be my last tip for the day, or for the video. It is shifting your mindset. If you're a player that gets tilted very easily or angry, instead of taking it negatively, you want to embrace that, and it's called the improvement mindset. And you, instead of wanting to win, well, yeah, you want to win, but instead of focusing on winning, you're just focusing on improving at the game. So even if you lose, it's almost better than winning, just because you actually gain knowledge of how you died. And if you can take that into perspective, you can actually become a better player by losing more than winning, because you will know how you are dying in your games, and then you can fix that to be a better player. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, and please tell me in the comments if you did learn anything from this video. Anyway, hit that subscribe and like button if you enjoyed. Alright, peace, I'm out.